It was a privilege, and it still is, to shoot fireworks for people.
This 250th weekend, the Susquehanna Valley has a lot to offer. We have a rundown of all of the ways you can celebrate.
But because of the heat wave we are in, things may look a little different for some events. A lot of annual traditions, though, will continue as planned.
You just might want to pack a fan or maybe even an umbrella. Chief Meteorologist Christine Ferreira gives us a look at the conditions as this heat wave hits right in time for the holiday.
From parades and cookouts to big fireworks shows, the 4th of July is a moment when the Susquehanna Valley can pause and celebrate together.
And we are ready as communities mark the 250th anniversary of the United States. Good evening, I'm Caitlin Smith.
I'm Matt Barcaro. Tonight we look at what brings people back year after year and what you can expect if this is your first 4th of July in the Susquehanna Valley.
In Lidditz, Lancaster County, it is the nation's second oldest continuous Independence Day celebration. The 209th July 4th celebration at Lidditz Springs Park. There's the blanket run tomorrow morning. That's where everyone rushes to save their spot to watch the fireworks. Also, the Lidditz Lions Parade is at 11 o'clock, which many of the News 8 team members will be in, including Matt. And then the Baby Parade at 12:30. Thusmeen Mahfouz and I will be judging that this year. There will also be live music, games, and food trucks, all leading up to the fireworks set for tomorrow night at 9:30.
To Harrisburg, where there is another 4th of July tradition there. Fireworks will be returning to the capital city with beefed up security after incidents during recent celebrations led to disruptions and the cancellations of displays.
The city is hosting the Food Truck Festival at Riverfront Park from 1 to 9 and will end the night with one of the Susquehanna Valley's largest displays right over the Susquehanna River at 9:15, those fireworks.
And in York, the city inviting you to spend the evening at Wellspan Park. Gates open at 4 for the York Revolution Lancaster Stormers game. The game is at 5, but then the public will be let in for free to the ballpark starting at 7 o'clock to watch the York Symphony Orchestra and Chorus at 8:30. Then after the show, a dual fireworks show at Wellspan Park and at Smalls Athletic Field.
Organizers are adjusting a few things this weekend, though, because of the heat.
For one, the Gettysburg National Military Park suspended its outdoor programming earlier in the week because of the heat index, moved its lecture series indoors, but the reenactments of the Battle of Gettysburg are still on.
Confederate and Union soldiers have been reenacting the turning point of the Civil War at Daniel Lady Farm since 2018, and that will still be happening tomorrow. The tents are up and the battlefields will be open for you to walk around.
We always have EMTs on site 24/7. We typically have an ambulance on site as well. We have ice readily available in numerous locations on the farm. We have 250-gallon water buffaloes sporadically out on the farm. As the commanding Confederate general, I will wear my coat because I think it's right to honor these guys, but I will never ask someone to put their own safety on the line and wear their coat if they just don't feel like it.
Outdoor ranger programs typically held during the anniversary will take place indoors.
Of course, it won't be the 4th of July without fireworks.
A lot of planning goes into setting up those shows, from following all the safety rules to adjusting to each specific site, even at times dealing with supply chain issues.
So if you are heading to one of these fireworks shows this weekend, remember that a lot goes into this to make all of it happen. A fireworks show may only last a few minutes, but the people behind it spend months planning every shell, every launch point, and every safety detail to make it all happen.
I absolutely adore shooting fireworks shows. Blowing things up never gets old.
We hear from officials every year that it's best to leave lighting fireworks to the professionals. So here are the Susquehanna Valley's professionals.
These are all professional grade fireworks. We have a federal importer's license. I specially order the stuff based on each show, what I like, what I don't like. We don't order some of this, we don't order some of that.
Schaefer Fireworks is a Lancaster County fireworks business spanning 3 generations. Their biggest show is the Longs Park Independence Day celebration, but they're behind more than 100 shows throughout the week, and more than 24 on the 4th itself. And that takes a lot of planning and a lot of fireworks.
We've been getting product in since last August for this July 4th.
The shows are a throwback to science class with a patriotic twist. Precise chemistry, physics, and computer technology. The mortars and launchers are loaded into their racks, hooked up to the computer, then into the sky they go, all timed out.
It's definitely a bit of a to-do, but we make sure we get it done each and every time because it's worth prioritizing the safety of not only our crew, but everyone who's watching the show.
And the best part for all three generations of Schaefers, listening to the oohs and ahs from the crowd.
I always say I like to paint the sky with our art, with our fireworks, and having the spectators appreciate all this. So as a family, we're proud. We're proud that we've come this far for as long as we have. It was a privilege, and it still is, to shoot fireworks for people.
And if you'll be setting off your own fireworks, a few reminders about Pennsylvania state law. You cannot set off fireworks within 150 feet of a structure or vehicle. You should not be drunk or impaired while doing it. You cannot direct the fireworks at people, cars, or buildings. Any violations could lead to citations, even criminal charges. Police also want you to be mindful of veterans, pets, children, and others who may be sensitive to loud noises. For more details on what is legal in Pennsylvania and what is not, we have a guide on our website, WGAL.com.
Some Susquehanna Valley communities, though, are opting for an eco-friendly, safer, and quieter alternative to fireworks. Coming up later in our special, News 8's Nicole Beltran takes a look at the rise in drone shows and how they work.
Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. You might hear those words echo at readings of the Declaration of Independence across the Susquehanna Valley tomorrow. In readings of the document that has helped define the United States of America for 250 years. Historic sites, museums, and national parks will have reenactors read out the Declaration. But historians actually note the readings would not have happened 250 years ago tomorrow. The only people who would have heard about the Declaration on the day it was started to be signed would have been in Philadelphia. Public readings of the document were not scheduled until July 8th, 1776. And it took a few days for news of the Declaration to reach Lancaster and York counties. Still, though, it is a tradition for many in our area.
The excitement is building and it is full steam ahead. The world's largest operating steam locomotive is making its way across Pennsylvania in honor of the 250th. It's called Big Boy.
When you look at a steam locomotive and all the external moving pieces and the steam being emitted and hearing the whistle, it really takes on the life of a giant.
It is 133 feet long and weighs 1.2 million pounds. It made its way to the Philadelphia area today after making stops in Berks and Montgomery counties. Now in Berks County, dozens of people crowded around to see it did deal with heat-related illnesses, so be sure to take precautions. It is on display in Philly's Navy Yard for free all weekend.
It shows America's ingenuity as far as restoring something that's very old and bringing it back to life.
And if you would like to see this big boy up close, it is rolling into the Susquehanna Valley next week. The train is expected to get to the Lebanon station on North 8th Street at 12:30 next Tuesday afternoon. That's July 7th, and then depart shortly after 1:15 that same afternoon. The organization Visit Lebanon Valley says to get there early as the event is expected to draw people in from across the state.
Coming up on our 250th weekend special, smoked meats, railroads, and historic organs. You can see it all if you take a special journey this weekend in Lebanon County. The highlights to see on the Wooden Nickel Tour.
America's 250th anniversary is just around the corner, but our nation didn't make history alone. Lancaster County was a part of that history. I'll introduce you to an experience. It's called a Passport Tour, where you can learn all about it.
Welcome back to WGAL's America 250 Weekend Special. The Susquehanna Valley is celebrating the nation's anniversary, and community leaders are looking to get you involved. Lebanon County's Wooden Nickel History Trail continues, and it includes 12 historic sites, museums, and businesses across the county. You can see them listed here. Your reward, you get a set of commemorative coins. Visit Lebanon Valley. That organization says you can collect the 5 coins at various locations, reviving an old tradition from the Great Depression. The Isaac Meyer Homestead in Myerstown is one of the stops. You can get the train-themed token there, a nod to the railroad that still passes by. That home allows you to experience what it was like to live in the 1700s. Inside Seltzer's Smokehouse Meats, visitors can get an up-close look at the process behind the making of Lebanon bologna. That's a product that, of course, has become a staple right here in the Susquehanna Valley. And another stop on the trail, the Mount Gretna Historical Society. There you can collect the pretzel token and explore some of what helped shape that community. You can collect those wooden nickels while supplies last, which organizers do hope goes until the end of the month.
We wanted a program that was rooted in the history and culture of Lebanon County and a way for people to get out and get across the county and see some of the great historic sites.
We're supporters in celebrating Lebanon County's participation in the 250th anniversary of America, and in the last few years, Chautauqua celebrated the 125th year of its existence.
We've been able to be around for so long because of our people, and also because we've had the fantastic support of the community.
The hairnets inside the smokehouse there. You can go to visitlebanonvalley.com to see all of the stops along the trail.
People in Lancaster County can take their own historical journey this weekend. The Discover Lancaster Passport Tour is helping people explore the stories that shaped our nation. News 8's Gabrielle Thomas shows us the ways you can step back in time.
Discover Lancaster has created a passport tour for you to learn more about America's history. And as we learn more about the nation's history and as we celebrate the 250th anniversary, you can also learn about how Lancaster played a huge part in that. And I have Jeff Vassars here to explain that. Jeff, what can people learn on this tour?
Well, what people can learn, it's both for residents and visitors alike, the various touch points that Lancaster County had throughout all of American history. This isn't just about the Revolutionary War period, but the entire 250 years of America, and Lancaster County was significant in all of those periods.
So how did this idea come about? I think this passport tour is so clever. What's inside this book?
Well, what's inside are not only discounts, but a way for people to see the various sites that Lancaster County had to offer America. So there's some well-known ones, that Strasburg Railroad and Lancaster Central Market, but there's some hidden gems in there too, such as the Lancaster Medical Heritage Museum, which not a lot of people don't know about, but it contributes to the culture and the heritage of America. So there's also unique stamps that every destination has that we created for them, and this is meant to be a keepsake too for the America 250. And it's shaped like a passport, and it's made of good quality, a durable cover, so people can keep it. And the idea is to collect all 23 stamps.
Speaking about stamps, when people get those stamps at each location, what do you want them to take away from this tour?
Well, what I want them to take away is the idea that Lancaster County, has a very strong culture and heritage throughout, all of American history. So whether it was the Underground Railroad or, other periods of time during the Civil War, or the American Revolution period, there's something for everybody, and certainly our strong heritage is just one more reason for people to come visit Lancaster County.
Jeff, thank you. Well, if you would like to learn more about this tour and how you can get involved, we have all the information on our website, WGAL.com. Reporting here in Lancaster, I'm Gabrielle Thomas, WGAL News 8.
And one of the stops on the Passport Tour is the newly opened Thaddeus Stevens and Lydia Hamilton Smith Center for History and Democracy. The center is on East Pine Street in Lancaster. It examines the progress made on civil rights thanks to the work of Lancaster's own Thaddeus Stevens on the site where he lived and worked during the Civil War era. The center is open from 10 to 5 on the 4th.
The York County History Center opened a Revolutionary York exhibit today, celebrating the nation's anniversary. The exhibit showcases artifacts, including 1770s era weapons, paintings, a veteran's satin coat, and the original door to the York County Courthouse. You can visit tomorrow from 9 to 1 and Sunday from noon to 4.
And finding places like those with air conditioning might be one of your priorities this weekend as we continue to deal with this oppressive heat.
Chief Meteorologist Christine Ferreira is here to help us plan.
Oh, it has been a hot week. We are going to be on day 6 of our heat wave tomorrow. So let's talk about your Saturday forecast. We start out in the 80s early in the morning at 8 o'clock. It's already going to feel like 90 degrees. By the time we hit the afternoon, we are close to 100, but I think we'll hit 98. So a little break from the oppressive heat over the past 2 days. Still, it's going to feel like the triple digits. So that's the number that matters. Make sure you stay well hydrated for all of your outdoor plans. Here's the 4th of July planner breakdown. sun in the morning, sultry sunshine, warm and humid, 88 by 9 o'clock. By the time we hit the afternoon, we'll hit 98 degrees. And then for fireworks, a couple of thunderstorms may be around. I think they'll be weakening and dissipating if they are around, and it'll be warm and stuffy with temperatures in the mid-80s. Now, notice the thunderstorm chance is slight for tomorrow across most of Pennsylvania. We are outlooked in that slight risk of severe weather. On Sunday, still a slight risk for most of the Susquehanna Valley, meaning any thunderstorm that forms up could potentially produce damaging wind gusts and heavy rain. Here's a look at the predictor showing that for Saturday, things are dry in the morning and afternoon, but there's that chance toward evening for a few showers and storms. Highest chance may actually come after midnight. As we get into Sunday, this front drops over our area, focusing a better chance of rain. So for those of you looking for rain on the parched ground after all of the heat this week, Sunday could be your best bet in the evening. There's a look at the fireworks forecast next couple of nights. It's going to be warm and muggy, but definitely good for fireworks, especially on the 4th. 10-day forecast shows a break in the heat early next week. Thankful to see those 80s return.
That will be nice, Christine. Thank you. Well, the heat, though, is not keeping soccer fans away from Philadelphia. The excitement ahead of tomorrow's knockout round match.
Anything you could ever want as a fan, they have it right here, from games to food, anything you could want. And like I said, so much going on, people trying to take over the camera.
You take it from our own Jacob Hall. Yeah, fans have been showing up for the World Cup games in Philadelphia, and they are as passionate as they get.
Philadelphia Stadium, which is Lincoln Financial Field, has played host to several group stage matches of the World Cup over the past few weeks, all culminating in the final knockout game set for the 4th of July.
And as sports director Bethany Miller shows us, the love for soccer has been strong in the city of brotherly love ahead of the 250th.
Whether you're USA all the way,
we're bigger, we're better, we're faster, we're stronger, USA!
Or rooting for the other guys.
Let's go Haiti, go Haiti!
It's a melting pot of cultures.
It's Mbappe's year to come back and redeem himself from 4 years ago.
I've been supporting this team since 2014, since the last World Cup.
Since June 11th, FIFA Fan Festival Philadelphia has been hosting soccer fans from around the globe.
Where are you coming in from? Mexico.
I'm from Ecuador, but I'm staying in Jersey right now.
I am from Brazil.
Representing what is all-encompassing for the every 4-year tournament. Fans have enjoyed fun activities, good food, and even better football.
Personally, I feel very lucky, that I live here, and then we have this great opportunity to come and cheer for our home team.
It's just really cool to see all these people from different countries and different cultures, coming to celebrate the FIFA and it being in the United States.
But due to an extreme heat warning in effect for the entire Philadelphia region, the FIFA Fan Festival will look a little different for the July 4th holiday. The festival will open at noon on Saturday, 1 hour before the round of 16 match between Canada and Morocco, and will then close at the conclusion of that match, meaning the festival will not broadcast Paraguay versus France that's taking place 7 miles south of Lemon Hill Park at Philadelphia Stadium.
And while nothing would have been more poetic than a United States World Cup match on July 4th, fans have to wait a couple more days to see the red, white, and blue take the pitch in the round of 16. Hershey native Christian Pulisic played 87 minutes in the 2-0 win over Bosnia and Herzegovina Wednesday night. It's good news as the U.S. faces Belgium for a chance to make it to the quarterfinal round. The Susquehanna Valley will be cheering Captain America on as the United States gets underway Monday night in Seattle at 8 o'clock.
A Susquehanna Valley teen is going to the game tomorrow in Philadelphia, and he's going to be on the field.
Jacob Hall introduces us to the Conestoga Valley freshman getting the opportunity of a lifetime.
Michael Smith is a 14-year-old from Lancaster County who has been playing soccer since preschool.
Everyone can play it. It doesn't matter rich, poor, or anything else. It unites all people.
Smith is among the millions of people who have been captivated by the World Cup as the tournament has returned to the United States.
It feels amazing because they're not like where it was in 2022 in Qatar. I don't have to wake up really early to watch.
And he will have the once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to see a match in person.
And I'm just looking forward to be able to be at a game.
As he was selected to be a flag bearer at Philadelphia Stadium on the 4th of July.
It was an email and we had to send it in, and it was a lot of extra steps.
Those extra steps proved to be worth it, as Michael will be a part of the group who walks onto the field carrying the official FIFA flags in addition to the flags of the countries competing in the match.
Just being able to be there in the moment and not be on my phone.
It will be a moment that he gets to experience with his older sister, who he chose as his chaperone for the event.
A little more comforting because of how many people are there.
After years of watching and playing soccer, what Micah will remember most from this experience are the sights, the sounds, and the intensity of a round of 16 World Cup match.
Being able to be there, experience it, and not be at home watching on the TV.
For WGAL News 8, I'm Jacob Hall.
How incredible, and I love that he invited his sister. That game between Paraguay and France happens tomorrow evening at 5 o'clock in Philadelphia.
We've talked about fireworks, but some communities replacing traditional fireworks displays with drone shows. Coming up, we'll show you how they work and why they might become the norm sooner than later.
We showed you the classic and most popular show in the sky for Independence Day, the fireworks, of course, but they will not be the only lights soaring this holiday.
Yeah, drone shows are making their way into the celebration, changing how some of the festivities operate.
News 8's Nicole Beltran spoke with the Susquehanna Valley Drone Company and got a sneak peek into what it takes to put on one of those displays.
Dozens of lights glowing in sync to create a story across the sky.
We just tell the story, and it's some of the most touching work we do.
Chris Metz started organizing drone shows 3 years ago with his company, Starflight Drone Shows. His shows are featured in several local celebrations, one of these most notable being at Longs Park's Independence Day celebration.
We're very excited to be part of this, very excited to be placing our stamp in the America 250 celebration. We think drone shows are magical.
Perfecting that magic takes time. Metz says there's lots of planning and strategy that comes into play. His crew starts planning for July 4th in March.
Developing it, writing it, creating the imagery for it, creating the soundtrack for it.
After the creative vision is drawn out, the next step is reviewing the technical details.
This is true aviation, even though it's fun.
Metz tells us the drones are programmed through a computer and multiple communication towers. Each drone is programmed for a particular task.
We'll light them all up and send them all up and make sure everything's behaving correctly.
A key element in programming is safety.
This drone right here will be 200 to 400 feet in the air. Chris tells me the further back you are, the better that show will look.
You want people away so that it looks complete.
And the planning doesn't stop there. On show day, there's a checklist to go through before the drones can light up the sky.
We put in that buffer time just in case we need to make any adjustments.
Popping in fresh batteries alongside checking for bad weather. After all their checks, these birds are ready to take on the sky to create a memorable moment.
The first one you see, you'll never forget.
Tomorrow, be sure to join NBC News for all-day coverage of America's 250th. It all kicks off with a special edition of Today, followed by exclusive coverage of the Sail Forth Tall Ship Parade in New York. Plus, NBC Nightly News with Tom Yamas is live from Washington, D.C. with coverage of the celebrations in our nation's capital. You can watch it all right here on WGAL.
Thank you for joining us for this 250th weekend special on WGAL. And remember, you can always head to our community page of our website to see all of the lists of events.
Stay cool and happy birthday, America. News 8 at 11 o'clock is next. Have a great weekend.